Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Dot Takes. That's what I call this, right? Yeah. Short snippets on what's happening in the scene. And right now we're talking about the Smite Pro scene. Team AI has filled out their roster. The team, once upon a time known as Eager, lost their ambition. No, I'm just kidding. They lost Zapman, which means they lose Eager, and that's a whole different conversation. But, so, Aurora was captain of Team AI after Zapman left, and right, he does different things in the second and third, and then what winds up happening is Aurora goes to Trifecta. So he leaves his captainship to El Chapo, the jungler, the spicy guy coming out of the console scene. So, Chapo last night, today is the 11th of August, Chapo last night goes ahead and sort of mentions who his team's going to be on his stream, and essentially boils down to Solo Walrus, Jungle, Chapo. Middle lane will be Team Money, the rookie. He streams from time to time, I've heard, but definitely a rookie to the Smite Pro scene. Incon will be back in the support role, and Xenotronics playing Hunter. So, big takeaways from there. Walrus on the solo lane, Team Money in middle lane, Incon in support. I think that, you know, we've seen what we've seen out of Xeno on in the what's it called? In the Hunter role. That's his natural position. He should be strong there, right? We'll see. Relatively strong. I don't think he's the number one Hunter by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think he's trash either. Chapo in the jungle role. I really like this guy. I've gone on record talking about this guy. I like him. I think he's exciting. I think he's explosive, and I'm going to cover that in a moment. I think he can do the hard carrying if need be, but he's very streaky. He's either going to go super high or he's not. And that's not always something you want to base your team around. Just because he's captain doesn't mean you have to build a team around him. And I think that's what we have here. Walrus coming back in the solo lane. So Walrus played for some shitty teams, proved himself to be really good, and then was on a decent team, and then sort of lost the opportunity to play there. I think he wanted to go someplace else. It just didn't work out. Unfortunately for Wally, he just didn't have the chance to really make that jump to the next level like we see so many other players. Mainly thinking of probably Fails as the most recent example, where he does relatively good on a team that's not as strong as he is individually, and then Fails jumped up from Enix, you know, jumped up to Enix, excuse me, from Elevate. I think Walrus was looking for a similar opportunity. That's kind of how Smite works, but just didn't get the chance, kind of sat on the sidelines for a while. Now he's back with Chapo. So the right side of that map, Walrus and El Chapo, that's going to be explosive. Team Dignitas, Variety, and Kivo Fred win games based off of that combination. Now Team Dignitas has an entire roster of fantastic Tier 1 players, and that's not at all what I'm trying to say here. But what I'm saying is, this is sort of where you can start to build a team around. You can have a strong solo lane, I believe Walrus is strong, and you have a strong jungle lane, I believe the Chapo is strong. And I think that these guys are on the newer end of being, they're newer to the party. They're not the veterans that you point to all the time to carry the game, but they're the new guys on that list. And so this is a prime opportunity for them to either learn how to be those veterans that you give the game to, or you build a team around this. Either these two players are going to learn from this experience and then come back next year ready to be those guys on a new team altogether, or this team will come back recreated with some players, or we'll see how these guys do in a whole new light. But I think that this right side of the map, this jungle solo, I think it's just the beginning of a beautiful friendship. I think it really can be something very important going forward. Team Money in the mid lane. I will be completely honest. I am none too familiar with this guy and how strong he is. I know that he streams. I don't really follow it. I know that he, you know, he's known for his Scotty play. Whether or not I think we will see the Scotty mid. I don't think it's going to be a meme. People saying Scotty mid every game. I don't think we're going to see that. But I do think, and I do hope that he does bring that identity into the Pro League. I'm very eager to see what this guy can do. He's a strong player. Word of mouth is that he is definitely somebody that can make an impact. Maybe not a gigantic impact, but basically hot on the street. He's not going to lose every game. I think that's interesting. And something worth of note, To all the fans at home that have, 100% opinions about this guy, your performance in an SPL setting with 4 other players around you that want to win the game 100% is a completely different scenario than ranked. You can talk about his ability to hit spells. You can talk about his accuracy. That's exactly what I just said. And you can talk about some of that stuff, but very little transfers or translates from ranked to pro play. There's an entire different world, an entire different level of communication, an entire different world of rotation, and an entire different everything. So I think that I implore most of you fans to hold your breath and see what happens when it comes to Team Money. Incon's back in support. This guy has seen his most success in this role. I think Incon is better when he doesn't have to be the guy bringing the big damage and the big numbers. Let him be the setup man. He's back in support. This is where, in my opinion, homie belongs. If he's going to be in the Pro League, I want to see him in the support role. One more time, Walrus, Chapo, Team Money, Incon, Zeno. That's in SPL order. Solo, jungle, mid, support, hunter. I think this roster will beat relegation. And I don't know how good they'll do after that. I don't think that they're going to be a #1 team. I think this is a learning experience for Walrus and Chapo. This is training for Wally and Chapo to become the go-to players on a bigger team. And I think this is Incon's last try. If Incon can prove to everybody that he can play support in a pro league setting, this is his shot to show everybody it. If things don't go well for Incon this time around, I don't know how many more people will give him a shot. Xenotronics, I think, is just sort of along for the ride, and this is Team Money's showing to the SPL, hey, look, I'm more than just a funny streamer. Check me out. Let's see what happens. I am more excited to watch this team than I'm not. And I think that this team has little tiny corgi legs. I think that this team can reach sort of mid-range, I don't think that they're going to tackle Space Station Gaming or Trifecta or LG anytime soon. But I think that they will definitely beat out relegation. And I think that they'll be able to flounder come next season. So I'm at least interested to watch these guys go. Let me know how you feel in the comments. If you guys think these guys are trash, if you guys think that these guys are the next #1 squad, or somewhere in between, which is where I'm kind of at. Do all the liking and the subscribing and the everything in between. And that's why I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all just for showing up. Anyway, that's it for this time. We'll catch you next time. Peace and much love to you.